Hey, what's up? We got part 2 here. If you watched part 1 there, I just finished getting shot in the back after knifing a gentleman. As you can see here, I'm going to push 2B. I noticed when I was spawning in that they were going to cap it, so I wanted to see if I could catch the straggler or one or two guys that might be capping it. The biggest thing is when you're capping ladders is don't necessarily go solo like I am running solo here. Of course I'm rolling with my squad, so they will spawn on me. So I'm checking my corners and spawn or camping areas or defensive areas. Being cautious, staying on my feet, don't want to stay in one spot too long. Checking the alleyways, making sure somebody's not flanking on us, and of course that we're capping it, somebody's definitely spawned on it. Sure enough, he runs around the van there and we take him out. It's a lot about situational awareness, so basically depending on the way the battle is going, it's a lot of times, especially on like Grand Bazaar, I believe it is, I could be totally wrong, you get caught in that alleyway on B, and people just keep spawning there and spawning there and spawning there, and it's a death alley more like it. So rather than holding objectives and utilizing that as well as taking kills, you're losing because you're holding one objective and everybody's dying because it's just a killing frenzy in at B. So spawning at your base and then flanking out to the other objectives to recap them, which will actually pull the enemy from where they're camping you or killing you. A lot of the times you don't have a lot of the new players will just sit on one objective. It doesn't work well that way. You got to move around, especially on the console version. There's not enough players to to camp objectives. I'm sure on the PC, with 64 players, 32 per side. Oh, you got enough people to man the objectives. Of course, that depends on the size of the map that you're actually playing on. From my understanding, you can actually have what's like up to 6 or something like that objectives on certain maps. So that would definitely start to thin out your ground troops and stuff like that, especially when you start adding the helicopters and the jets and the tanks and the jeeps and all that stuff. But as far as PS3 and Xbox are concerned, we mainly play on PlayStation 3. The maps are obviously smaller. They had to reduce the overall size and player count due to the capacity of the console. Not a big issue for me, when I bought my PS3 when it first came out, so like $700 or whatever. I think I've gotten a ton of value out of it. I've put a shit ton of hours on it, various games. So whether they should be bringing out new consoles anytime soon, well, that's to be debated, I guess. Oh, as you can see here, we do a little dance. The guy does a pirouette and totally annihilates me. So that was more or less an epic fail. I kind of anticipate that he's going to come around and flank on this right side. So, kind of well, initially I thought he was going to. So I do rush over here and try to peek up at him. Oh, sure enough, there was 2 guys. I don't believe it was one of the guys that killed me though. Back to talking about consoles, I'd love to have Battlefield 3 on PC. I've actually really looked into what it would be required for me to upgrade my PC. I think I built it about 4 years ago-ish. I got the quad-core Intel at that time. It was 9800 NVIDIA card, or is that even right? Or 8800 maybe it was. Only had 2 gig of RAM. It's older, so it's DDR2. So I'm kind of up in arms on where I would actually go with my upgrades. If I could go with the new graphics card, which would probably get me over the hump. But I don't really want another bottleneck in the sense of my RAM. And since I'm doing more video editing, I think utilizing some more RAM would be key or huge for me. So I'm almost looking at where I might have to go motherboard, processor, RAM, and then a better graphic card, of course. Then I'm like, well, if I go all the way down that road, why even bother? I might as well just buy or build a new system. So I've been looking at both options of what it would take to upgrade and build my own system, a new system. The advantage, of course, there is if I have two systems, you know, I can play and utilize on one, also and have the other one as a backup for rendering videos, and then, you know, maybe down the road, if you know my channel is, you know, worth it enough to me to actually go with a second internet connection, so I can actually upload while I'm playing. Right now my upload speed's pretty shitty, so it definitely lags when I'm playing online. So I have to generally do this when I don't got nothing else going on. Generally when I'm watching hockey games. Yes, I'm a hockey fan. So yeah, as you see here, I'm camping because I almost got annihilated. So I waited for that person to come find me, or whatever. Yeah, I'll use the whatever because I don't actually know what my plan was. I do some wicked ass flanking over here. I actually get two guys in a row with the old knife. I love them dog tags. One thing about getting, you know, taking dog tags, oh, it's so rewarding. But when you get yours taken, oh, talk about discouraging, pisses you off. But it's sweet when you get revenge on a guy that's taken yours. Actually got a friend, he plays on another clan, Too Easy, and yeah, he got mine the other night there, and you know, I wanted to get his dog tags back, but I couldn't get him. I ended up just shooting him. It was kind of a wild spray situation, so I barely even got out with killing him. So, but it was definitely fun. So we're actually, you know, the guys have been holding this tunnel or alleyway down for a while, and that was actually the moment there just a few seconds ago where I went to shoot the guy and nothing happened. I think I shot off a couple rounds, didn't seem to work well. So they're holding down this alleyway, and they start saying, oh, there's two guys. And sure enough, there he is. So I whip around, I catch one, and then I get a bit of an assist there on the other guy. So I'm trying to recap B here. Oh, what do you know? This guy's running right for me. I'm not sure what he was going to do. Maybe going for the suicide knife. And then voila, look at that. That is poor spawning right there. And the guy spawned right in front of me. And that guy kind of caught me off guard. I didn't get off that shot as quick as I wanted to, so he got a few more in me before I got mine into him. And hopefully that doesn't sound too perverted. So I'm gonna try and rush B here again, see if I can, you know, get that back. Guys are holding that tunnel, distracting him. Tunnel alleyway. So I'm gonna, you know, roll the street here and push up on him. I always try to check towards D because they will run down this way. You know, sure enough, the guys are like, oh, there is a guy. Oh, and actually Mafia Brett grabs me before I can take him out. So we're gonna try and push back on B. So we got two guys going that way. We're gonna actually flank on this side. So we're gonna basically ambush them here. So if they're coming from one way or the other way, we're gonna have them. So and we actually got some blue dots helping us out here. So it was a real easy capture. Of course, there are guys hiding back here behind the rubble. Seems to never fail. Yeah, I do always kind of check that spot out, make sure there's nobody hiding in there. A lot of occasions I've found guys hiding in that garage. Now I like to take this street actually, rather than going up the stairs. Sometimes you can flank up on the enemy really easily, just running up the street here rather than going up those stairs on D. Of course, I never took the opportunity to look left, and sure enough there was a guy hiding in the rubble to the left, which is another good place to hide. So we actually ended up winning this match. It was pretty tight throughout the game. Definitely in part one I mentioned that we probably beat them by kills, and based off the leaderboard there, I think we did. As you can see here, I got a bunch of unlocks. Pretty good match for myself. Probably one of the highest kill games I've had. For a poor start that I had, it turned out pretty darn good. And that goes for Scorp, Mafia Brett, and Tenzin. Did an awesome job. Great match, guys. Hopefully we'll have episode 7 here real quick. Thanks for checking it out.